You know, for years, this marquee was hard to miss on South Broadway. The Kitty's South Adult Theater and Video Arcade has been a blight on Denver's Baker neighborhood. It was burned out and it sat vacant for nearly a decade.
And behind its seedy past, this 100-year-old building has a proud history in Denver, and the new owners intend to bring it back with Archetype Distillery.
Denver 7's Teresa Marchetta takes us inside.
I remember my mother being highly embarrassed that we had to drive down Broadway.
Wade Murphy remembers trips to the design district with his mom when he was a kid.
Whenever we drive down, she was like, "Oh no, please read, do your homework, whatever. Just make sure you don't look up for like these 6 blocks."
Kitty's South, an adult arcade and theater, was gutted by fire.
It hadn't been operational for almost a decade.
Murphy and distiller Michael Chapyak saw potential.
This is all the original brick.
That's how Archetype Distillery was born.
People are very independent, and we like their craft and artisanal stuff, and what they want it real, they want to know where it comes from, and this is basically starting from scratch.
Small batch artisanal vodka and gin made right here. Open up the space, add some steel and polish, and a nod to the history of this 100-year-old building.
It was the first air-conditioned theater in Denver.
The Weber Theater dates back to 1917. They preserved the original steel bands from the Weber marquee and restored the bricked-up windows in front. The Weber was a gathering place in Denver. Archetype hopes it will be once again.
That's fermentation in progress, letting the yeast do its business.
Chapyak uses grapes, yes, grapes, for their signature Archangel vodka and arch-rival gin.
Overall, grapes have a smoother profile than grains or potatoes for me, and that's why I went with it.
The tasting bar, distillery, and event lounge will be open for the public with areas reserved for private events.
These are bitters and distillates and tinctures that we are able to make in-house. We have a really cool scientific toy called a rotary evaporator.
You can have a taste or order up a custom cocktail from the Archetype mixologist.
We're planning on doing, an arch scoundrel rum, an arch nemesis, tequila or agave spirit down the road.
The grand opening is 4:30 p.m. Saturday.
What I really love about the Baker neighborhood is that it's very proud of its heritage, and I've said, let's build up Broadway and make it cool, but leave the rest of the neighborhood alone.
Teresa Marchetta, Denver 7.